Hello, my name is Bill Webb, aka Billy Indiana. This is episode 5 in a series I've called My Board Game Life. In this episode, I'm going to go through this collection of board games you can see behind me and show you what's on the shelf. Alright, well, we're going to start at the bottom shelf, and you can see some familiar games here if you've watched some of the previous videos. This Risk Castle Risk combo game is one of the first games I bought of my own back in the late 80s, early 90s. And then you can see my love for Risk also shines through on this shelf here with a couple different versions, and the Risk Lord of the Rings game being one of my all-time favorites. I haven't played War of the Ring, which I would really like to try sometime, and I haven't played Journeys in Middle-earth, that newer game that is app-assisted, and I'd love to try that sometime too. And you can see Bonanza here as well on this shelf. And then next to that you can see the expansions for Bonanza and several versions of Catan card game. You can see the Rivals of Catan, Struggle for Catan, a couple of versions of Clue, and an Axis and Allies game, which I haven't yet played. That's one of the games that I'm still hoping to get to the table. A couple versions of Love Letter, the Hobbit version and the traditional version. So that's the bottom shelf. If we go up one level, you can see on this shelf a couple of, actually all these games except for Wyatt Earp are ones that I picked up in 2019. Era of Kingdoms I purchased on a pre-order. Colt Express and the expansions there actually were given to us by some good friends from Indonesia who actually live in Pasadena near where we do, Melody Gennady and her husband. And then Kodama is a game that we've picked up recently. And then a few different versions and expansions for the 8-Minute Empire games by Ryan Laukat. Some other good ones there, mostly from 2019. Come over here to the side. I believe every one of these games except for Splendor was also picked up in 2019. So we've got Lost Cities, the board game, which we've enjoyed. Seven Wonders with some expansions, and Seven Wonders Duel with the Parthenon expansion. King Domino, which is one of my favorites, as well as Machi Koro, also another favorite game of ours. And then if we go up to the next shelf, you can see there's the Ticket to Ride collection I mentioned in my other videos, if you've seen those. Sushi Roll is a favorite of ours, actually a video I made about that recently as well and posted. You can also see we've got Queen Domino there beside Sushi Roll. And then some smaller games. We've got some Tiny Epic games, Bang the Dice game, Catan the Dice game, Fox in the Forest, and then Sushi Go on that shelf. Over here you can see kind of our pandemic shelf, so to speak. We've got Plague and then Pandemic Iberia and regular Pandemic, Dixit, and then we've got Blockbuster, Codenames, Just One, Oceania, Forbidden Island, and Forbidden Desert. So we got the Matt Leacock shelf here with several of his games. And the Oceania is one of the ones that Janelle and I played for years as a couple, kind of got our couple gaming habit or hobby started. So some good ones there. As we move up a shelf, this is actually really a collection of some of our favorite games. The Legends of Andor games, we've got basically almost all the Legends of Andor games and expansions I think that exist. That's actually my favorite and a family favorite. My wife Janelle and our son Jeff, we love to play it together. Really great game in our opinion. And then a couple other Ryan Laukat games, Above and Below and Islebound, which we really enjoy. And also Marco Polo, The Voyages of Marco Polo. All of these games, again, picked up in that explosion of 2019 if you watched one of my earlier videos. And then this is where most of the games that are either Shelf of Shame, Shelf of Opportunity, whatever you want to call it. Haven't played any of these games on this shelf except for Terraforming Mars, which you finally just played yesterday. But again, except for the Lord of the Rings game, all of these also picked up in 2019. The Lord of the Rings game I actually bought from the same person I got the Lord of the Rings Risk Trilogy Edition. And I'd love to try it, but when we first bought it a few years ago, the rules and the gameplay just seemed a little bit too complicated. I wasn't quite ready for it at that point. So at this point, now that I've tried quite a few other games, I need to get that off the shelf and make some sense of it. Maybe watch a couple run-throughs because I really would like to learn that game. Go here to the top shelf, and you can see the expansions I have so far for Dominion. Have the three of the first ones that a lot of people have. And then last year also picked up Tapestry. I've had Dominion, I guess, for a couple of years, but Tapestry picked up last year, one of the Stonemaier games, and have a couple Stonemaier games I'd really love to get eventually. I'd love to try Scythe. I have the digital version that I recently downloaded as part of the Humble Bundle game collection that was a promotion they recently had. I'm looking forward to trying that online. Eventually I think I'd love to get the board game for Scythe. Also would love to try Viticulture and the Tuscany expansion for that. Some other Stonemaier games that are on my wish list. Five Tribes, another one we picked up in 2019 and enjoy that one a lot. My wife and I both like that game. Our newest game to the collection is Forgotten Waters. We just recently purchased that a month or so ago. Pre-ordered it initially and then got it in the mail a month or so ago, and we played that a few times. Really like that game. We enjoy story-driven games, as you can maybe pick up on from some of the games you've seen in our collection. And then right next to it on the other top shelf here, you can see there's our kind of Catan collection, or what remains of it. We don't have too many of those Catan original games anymore, but some of the kind of break-off games, Ellison, Candemir, Catan Germany, and Merchants of Europe. And then the Seventh Continent games, which we also really enjoy. Haven't gotten all the way through Seventh Continent, only tried a couple of curses, but we played a lot of hours of it. We really do enjoy that one. And then if we go to the top shelf, or actually above the shelf, the top of the shelf unit, you can see I think everything up on top here except for Carcassonne and Alhambra we got in 2019. The El Grande Decennial edition, one we haven't tried yet. Lords of Waterdeep we did just try about a month or so ago. We did like that one. Kemet and Inish we've actually just tried in the last few weeks, and I really love them. Janelle's not as crazy about them, but I really do enjoy those games, and Janelle was kind enough to play along with me and let me try them out. Concordia is one that Janelle and I both enjoy quite a bit, and then Nations, I've only played that one solo so far, so still looking for more opportunity to get that one to the table in other ways. And then if you watch the other videos, you heard me talk about Alhambra. We've got the big box and the special edition big box. We've played quite a few of the expansions in the big box, but not too much in the special edition yet. You can see Shogun big box, which I haven't tried. That's another one that's on the opportunity list that we're looking forward to trying out. Carcassonne big box we've had for years. You can see the Stonebound Saga, another one that we're hoping to get to. I actually am going to be making some videos about some Kickstarters that I invested in 2019 that I'm hoping to receive in 2020. And the Time of Legends Destinies and Isofarian Guard are some that I think I'm excited about, and as I was looking into those Kickstarters, I found this Stonebound Saga and invested in this one earlier on. And then Risk Battlefield, haven't tried that one. That one I found on a clearance rack somewhere, and another one that I need to get to the table at some point. One Risk game I haven't learned yet. And then here's Bang the Bullet. I haven't played Bang in a long time, but we do like that one. And then this book series, which is kind of a fun one. We've got Tortuga from Facade Games, Salem, and Deadwood. So we haven't played Deadwood or Salem yet, but enjoyed Tortuga. Well, thank you for going through the shelf with me. I hope you've enjoyed seeing what games I've collected over the years. If you have any suggestions for new games that I should be adding to my shelf, put them in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. And this is Billy Indiana signing off.